Track Record with your hosts Mike Shea and Robert Yetter. Brought to you by Eventide Entertainment.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, everyone. It's the time.
It's that time.
It's the time. We're off the record.
Oh, this is like the best. These are the fucking best.
We got Candace Joy Yetter up in the house. We got Robert Frederick Yetter III.
Wait, no, is it really Joy?
It is.
Oh, that's great. You don't know my middle name?
Your middle name?
Yeah, you should.
Laughter.
Oh, if only. God, that'd be...
Wow.
That would hurt if my middle name was Laughter.
Wow.
Michael Robert Shea.
Laughter.
I was named after you, Robert.
Aww.
I was named after my grandfather.
You were actually named after my Johnson.
After your Johnson?
Mike trying to steal my husband.
I'm
always trying to steal your husband.
No.
Oh, man, this is great because we're actually in the same room for a change.
We've got mics all over.
You got them everywhere.
Look at that sexy ass microphone.
Jesus Christ. Like seeing all these cords everywhere as a sound guy just makes me cringe.
Itch.
Ugh. I want to fix all of this. But I know it's temporary, so.
We just threw it together.
We did.
But we got like shot glasses in the way and
Yeah, we're gonna start a fire.
how's that? Is that better?
That's better.
That's all better?
I got a dog.
It's a puppy.
I got a puppy.
We got Liliana Elliott Yetter.
Yeah.
Is it really Elliot? Is her middle name Elliot?
Middle name is Elliot.
Okay, cool. I don't know things. Never around.
We've got the #1 tequila in the family.
Anybody who knows me shooting tequila is...
Coralejo.
I had some stuff last summer called Excelsior. Excelsior tequila. It did not make me feel Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Yeah.
That just sounds cheap.
Oh god, it was cheap. I mean, the whole bottle was probably $10. Somebody brought it on that camping trip I was on, and that bottle was gone by dinner. I mean, it didn't last the day. It didn't see the sunset. Goddamn dogs everywhere.
What is Excelsior? It sounds like something that someone yells.
Well,
Excelsior!
Stan Lee always, that's his thing, is he was like, Excelsior! And then also in, I don't know why. Well, then also in Star Trek, it's the name of a class of starship. Excuse me while I flex my nerd muscles here. The Enterprise B was an Excelsior class starship, as my phone dings.
Oh, fancy.
Dingleberry.
It's so sad that I know that. Nah. I love Star Trek.
Richard Picardo is my guy.
Richard Picardo?
Yeah, the doctor from...
Oh, yeah.
Voyager.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, he was funny.
I love him.
Deep Space Nine was my favorite. I was a big Deep Space Nine fan.
I think we've talked about this on the cast before.
I think so.
Like how I shortened that on the cast.
On the cast.
Okay.
Most people call their podcast a pod. No, it's a cast, man.
No, we watched all of Voyager.
Oh, really?
Like all of it. One time.
I
And it
wasn't-
was just the best time ever.
I liked Voyager, but it wasn't my favorite.
We looked forward to it like every night.
But it was good. It had a
Yeah.
lot of... I just don't like Captain Janeway.
She is flippy floppy.
Yeah.
You never know if she's gonna be like hard headed or like, you know,
I loved B'Elanna.
just kind of like a bitch. And
Lana was alright.
B'Elanna was my
oh,
girl.
she's my least favorite.
Really?
7
Loved
or
her.
9 is where it's
Oh,
at.
7 to 9 was great,
7
but...
9 grew on me. I didn't like her at first.
Oh, no, God, no. And then fucking Tuvok, man.
Bobby likes Tuvok.
Oh, Tuvok is the funniest Vulcan there
Tuvok's
ever
the
is.
shit. I love that dude.
Because he turns his non-humor into the humor.
Oh, it's so good.
It's hilarious.
Tom Paris and Harry wore on me pretty hard, though.
Tom was alright.
Here's my biggest complaint with Voyager. Throughout that whole show, Harry never gets promoted.
Exactly. I was just going
He's
to
an
say that.
ensign from beginning to end. Tom comes in as a criminal, gets promoted to lieutenant, then demoted to ensign, then to lieutenant junior grade, then back to full lieutenant.
Yeah.
Harry.
If you count the time
But they-
skips, doesn't he become like a general or whatever?
Well, he becomes
a captain in like fucking 40 years. But the whole time of Voyager, he's like, all right, started as an ensign and a man. It's like, he just piloted this fucking experimental ass ship through parts unknown in the galaxy for 7 years. Y'all could give him one more blip on his collar. Not even the black blip to make him a lieutenant junior grade. I know. Oh, I know the fucking ranks, people.
It was bullshit.
It was bullshit. Poor Harry. Also, he walks out of that like single too. Like Chakotay and 7 and 9 have a thing.
Yeah.
Tom gets married to B'Elanna.
Yeah.
Neelix stays behind because he has like a girlfriend or some shit. Cass and all that.
No, that's not why he stays behind.
Or no, he becomes like the fucking like ambassador or some shit or a diplomat. Cass was annoying. You know, but it's just like, yeah, poor Harry shows up as an ensign, single, ends the show as an ensign, single, doesn't get a lot of action during the show.
Cass
Poor
was
kid.
Just a bad actress, first of all.
Cass was there to be a plot device for the pilot, and they didn't know what else to fucking do with her.
Her and Neelix.
Neelix was an okay character.
She tries to like fucking destroy everyone.
Yeah. I liked Neelix at first.
You're too strong.
Neelix wore on me after a while. So when he left the show,
Neelix.
I wasn't too bummed.
Just being so like
Neelixy.
He was like Mr. Rogers in Star Trek land. I mean, he was just always positive. Always happy.
Yeah.
Then the Doctor goes full emo at one point and makes that fucking like hollow book or whatever where it's him being like abused and mistreated by the whole crew.
Yeah. And then they actually consider him to be a person, I think. So that way that they don't publish the book or whatever.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
They give him rights.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I need to chase Sayre.
I'm about out of mine. I've been chasing alcohol with alcohol. That's a bad life choice, but fuck it. On a mini vacation.
Vacay, yep.
Mini vacation.
Fork it. What do you want, Mike?
Coke's fine to chase with.
El Colo.
Chasing my liquor with hard drugs. No, I'm kidding. Don't do drugs, kids.
Ugh.
They're illegal.
You don't want that.
No, I don't want that.
You want ice?
If I say yes, you're gonna bitch. If I say no, I'm gonna hate it. So I'm just gonna say yes.
Maybe he'll lay off me if you join the ice train.
We'll outnumber him.
Ice loving ass.
Bobby, for some reason, hates the ice. Like, he's fine with cold beverages, but doesn't like putting ice in them.
Dogs.
He thinks they should just already be. Dogs love me for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Chilled.
I mean, I agree. Like, I hate it when I'm at work and like the water cooler has no cold water in it because it like super chills the water, so that way you have like cold water coming out. But if it's used up, then I got like lukewarm fucking room temperature water, and it's the worst.
That's just the pit.
Yeah, it's not fun.
First world problems.
Oh yeah, no, it's like the most fucking white collar. It's like, I hate it when the water cooler is out of chilled water and I have to drink room temperature water. Oh, God. It's just the worst. Muffy, Conrad, we're leaving. If I can't have chilled water, we're not living here anymore. Fuck.
Yep.
Man.
We were actually talking about that today.
Oh, yeah?
Where it's just like, I mean, you see like a guy with a sign on the side of the road, and like I'm sitting there, I got like sunglasses on, I'm driving my 2017 vehicle, and just like, you know, just makes you be like, well, I'm happy that I'm fortunate, but I realize that I am fortunate.
That one has ice, this one doesn't.
Oh, wait, what the fuck? What the hell?
That's the defining factor, but man. All right, are we shooting?
We're shooting.
They shooting.
We're shooting.
Here's to
doing this shit in person and not over Skype.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Welcome.
Absolutely.
Chio.
Glad to be here.
Oops, I just knocked the microphone.
Slanja.
Knowles?
Ew.
It's an Irish toast. Slanja.
Knowles.
Not Solange. There's a difference. Just shoot your tequila.
Knowles.
Oh, tequila. Oh, that's a love-hate relationship. Whew.
Starts starts to go down way easier after like the third or fourth shot.
Yeah, but
It's still smooth.
that's the smoothest tequila I've ever had, but it's still tequila.
Yeah.
Baby. That shit. I'll tell you what, though. I slept like after 2 shots of tequila yesterday. I
Tell
slept like a
you
fucking
what.
baby.
Yeah, I was all like hot.
Holy shit.
You are surprisingly stealthy. Like, when you got up this morning, I didn't even know. I just barely saw you, like, close the door to the bathroom and hear nothing. I was sitting out here with Lily, too.
Yeah, I moved extra quiet this morning. I was surprised. Usually, I live in a basement, hardwood floors, pretty much by myself, and I'm noisy as shit in the morning. For some reason today, I was like ninja status. Fucking sleepy assassin right here.
So, do we have anything newsworthy for the people?
Well, we took a stab at a music video today. We
Stabbed it right in the jugular.
we worked out some kinks.
Yeah, music video for Strays coming
Soon-ish.
soon. As with all things Eventide.
Yeah, it's coming eventually. That's kind of our mantra. It'll get there. But when we do deliver, we deliver in strides.
Yes.
We
actually are making we made a little progress on the data drain.
Yeah.
that's yeah. You guys been working on that pretty hard. The movie's almost done. I got some work done on that today. The biggest thing I have to do still is fucking write the music for it, but that's coming.
You know what you need is one of those things.
What I need is one of those things and to know how to fucking use it.
Just press a button.
Just press a button. Yeah. Actually, I saw an older one at Second and Charles for like $70. I might drop
That's all
the
you
dime
need.
on that one.
Just-
Yeah.
I like that because it has velocity sensitive keys.
Oh, okay.
So depending on how hard you press it, and you can also change what it is, depending on the pressure,
Right.
But typically the velocity is what you want, so it sounds like a real piano. La la la.
Now that I got this new fucking workhorse over here that Robert built for me, this powerhouse work machine that I can't fucking wait to get home and hook up. Oh my god. Like, my nipples are hard thinking about
It's
it.
gonna be
Jeez.
sex muffin. Are you singing for the microphone, Bubba?
This
La la la.
This short film is going to be the last real big project that computer I have at home works on. I'm probably going to wind up just clearing it off and selling it for, like, anybody who just needs a cheap fucking
Ain't nobody gonna buy that.
fucking Microsoft Office machine. Just something to fucking write papers on or some shit.
You can do that on your phone.
I know, right? I mean, if you're not trying to do anything serious with that computer, it's fine. If you're just looking for something to fucking watch Netflix and just have a computer, I'll probably get like $50 for it. I mean, I paid nothing for it. That was donated to us from a friend years ago when we first started out. So, and it has served me well. It's gone through 2 factory resets. And
You are correct when you say your nipples are gonna get real hard. My friend.
oh
There you go,
man,
baby girl.
Have you seen it all lit up and everything?
I have not. I've seen the pictures that Robert sent me.
Maybe
Right.
later.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe
I gotta
tonight.
I just gotta crawl under the desk and shit and do all that kind of stuff.
Well,
And I'm a lazy person, so
before we go to bed tonight, I'm just going to get everything together in one place. That way I'm not searching for shit tomorrow when I have to leave. But,
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
was wondering, what time are you?
well, I don't know. Probably just leave when I get up.
Okay. Yeah, your monitor's back in our closet, so
Okay.
we'll bring that out here.
Yeah, I'll just leave when I get up because it's a 5-hour drive, and Jesus Christ, yesterday's drive turned into almost 7 hours. After all that fucking traffic,
Do you have to go
Jesus
through Chicago
Christ.
at all?
Probably because I'm avoiding toll booths.
How was that one-tooth blowjob?
Yeah, I stopped for gas in the
cheap,
middle
too,
of
huh?
downtown Chicago, and this lady comes up, a whole homeless lady comes up, and I was like, "You have $1?" And I said, "No, I don't have any cash." Oh, what if I sucked your dick? And it's like,
What?
A, I still wouldn't have $1 to give you. Like, I wasn't lying. I didn't have any cash. And so, like, but B, I'm good. Thank you. I don't need a I don't need a snaggletooth blowjob. Thank you very much. Yeah, no, it was just. And I guess she was a regular there because like the dude wasn't chasing her off.
Where was the one tooth?
Like smack in the fucking middle.
In the middle, okay, that's a bad spot. If it was off to the side, maybe.
Bobby, shut your mouth.
But I guess she's a regular because like the guy who ran the place was right there and just kept looking out at her and like shaking his head, and she walked up to every fucking car that pulled up. But it's downtown Chicago, so I mean,
it's gotta suck to have a regular like that around.
Oh yeah,
that's almost like the lady that used to show up at our place back in South Carolina.
I never got to experience this. I've heard stories, but I never got to actually.
I gave her like a cup of water one time,
and then we couldn't get rid of her.
And then she would knock on the door like every other day.
Was she an older black lady?
Yes.
Yeah.
She wore a knit cap.
Yes.
Blue jacket.
I don't remember.
Because there was a lady like that. Because I remember I worked right around the corner at the dry cleaner from your apartment down there.
Really?
Yeah, because there was Midlands Tech right there, and there was a dry cleaners
from
Midlands
Tech.
Studio? Huh?
Fat Rat Studio. You can't really call it
Studio.
Boom Room.
No. If you turn,
that's the laundromat we used to go to.
No, it wasn't a laundromat. It was just basically people would drop their clothes off. We'd send them off to a plant. But you had Midlands Tech, and then right next to Midlands Tech was this dry cleaner, and right next to that was Lizard's Thicket.
Yeah, I worked at the Lizard's Thicket.
Yeah, so there was this lady.
Over by that Chinese place.
Yeah, right by the Chinese place. There was this older black lady who always wore a knit cap and some big blue jacket who was always coming in.
Did she try to sell you meat one time?
Yes!
Yep.
Tried to sell me meat, always dropped off a newspaper. Got busted out in front of the... Got busted out in front of the Walgreens over there, trying to like sell people like coupons and shit.
Oh yeah, one time she was like, she wanted me. She was gonna like She wanted to trade cash for me to hold her EBT card.
Yes.
I was like, what?
She would show up at the cleaners every day, and we'd turn her away. She'd go next door to that Lizard's Thicket and pick through the thing outside the door where people put their cigarette butts out, and she'd look for a cigarette butt that she could like get something out of, and pick it out and hit it. Like, yeah.
But she used to swear she had a job.
Yes.
Like I worked for. She used to give a name and like a phone number and.
Wow, we had encounters with the same crazy, maybe homeless lady.
Yeah.
She thought she was slick with me. Like, is your husband home?
Well, like that part of that
bio meat.
That part of Columbia was always like everybody knew. There was a bunch of regular crazy people. Rosewood, man. Rosewood was special needs.
I love that house though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a cool place.
Good time there.
Nice
God, yeah.
Produced one of the best albums ever made.
Fuck there. Yeah, you did. It was, and that was like just a cool place to go hang out. You'd show up, have a drink,
or several.
Or several, usually several.
Play some N64 or whatever.
What was that fucking golf game we played? That old school N64 golf game. We fucking played. It was
probably
like with
Tiger Woods.
It had like frogs and shit.
Oh,
that was on an emulator that I
did.
It was
it was just called like Frog Golf or some shit like that.
Something like that.
And yeah, me and another, I think Mitch just played that shit Mitchell. For like, we played that for
Mitchell, shout out.
Hours. Mitchell's
bitch.
That motherfucker. I miss that dude.
Bitch.
I haven't seen him in longer than it had been since I've seen you guys.
He was up here.
Because he was up here not too long ago, but he had moved already. Yeah. Even before I moved, he had like been gone, or no, he had gone home to like Greenville or something. Yeah. Before I moved, and then y'all followed right behind me, pretty much.
Yeah, man.
Because you guys were up here not long after I moved.
A couple years now.
2015, 3 years, man.
All the things happened in 2015.
Jesus Christ, yeah, they did.
Life changed.
Lily.
And then 2016 January, I was gone. I got to quit both my jobs. Fuck you, Longhorn. Fuck you, Best Buy.
Got to go down to just one income.
Yeah. Which is like 17 times as much money.
Yeah, no shit. I remember when I got
$10 an hour, please.
See, when I got offered my job, $10 an hour to me for a while sounded like fucking retirement.
Me too.
Because I was working at a certain fucking huge big time retail store, Walmart, and they were paying me $8 to be the grocery manager.
Whoa.
$8 an hour, and I managed half the goddamn store. So when I got offered a job at an IRS call center making $10 an hour, I was like, holy shit, I can fucking buy name brand shit now. I'm switching to Jif peanut butter. Fucking buying 2-ply toilet paper. Like now and then I got offered the job I have, and like retro, you know, realistically what I get paid right now is not like stellar, but it's still like a shitload more than I used to make.
Amen.
Like I was able to afford this
a lot
trip.
Less like shitty.
Yeah, no.
Just shitty.
It's just yeah.
Did I say fuck you Longhorn? I did say that, right?
We did, but you know, just in case they didn't hear.
Oh yeah, and Best Buy. Fuck you, Best Buy.
Yeah.
Pricks.
Overpriced fucking electronics store.
Dude, like,
literally, I don't want to spend
down.
$30 on a fucking HDMI cord when I can get something 10 times better on Amazon for $7.
Yeah, I got a 4K HDMI cord for $5 at actually fucking Walmart. So there you go. I did not realize there would be a difference between a 4K HDMI cord and a regular HDMI cord. Till I plugged that shit into a PS4 Pro, and suddenly my shit looked beautiful.
It's transfer speeds.
Yeah, it looks, because like I said, I got the Pro, so that already outputs in 4K.
Also, too, like, we used to sell... Fuck you, Best Buy, but we used to sell the monster cables. They were some of the,
cables.
like, the premier cables, and when... I worked there when we were just kind of really starting to push 4K. There wasn't a lot of content out there, so it was a little harder to sell the 4Ks. Mm-hmm. But man, I wanted that Sony 980X. Holy ass. 55-inch.
Oh,
just
man.
clear as a dick. And, but they had the monster cables. They had like 3 tiers. They had like the silver, the black, and then like the fucking like platinum black or some shit.
Okay.
And like the highest one was 4K speeds, but it also had like special color enhancement stuff. So like,
nice.
When you had like, if you had like HDR or like the Sony had a color enhancement thing. The Samsungs always had the I forget what they used to call them.
Oh, I don't know.
But it would help your colors come out more.
Okay.
Those cables were like $100.
Yeah.
For like an 8-foot cable.
That's too much fucking money. I look at HDMI cords the same way I look at headphones. If you're paying more than $50, you're spending too much money.
No, that's so wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
Headphones or HDMI cords?
Headphones.
Really? I ain't paying more than $50-$70 for a pair of headphones.
These ones?
Yeah.
$80.
All those are Sennheiser, so a part of that's the brand.
If you want...
No, they're fucking beautiful.
If you want a studio headphone, you got to
like
spend more than $50.
The Sony headphones that are in like every fucking radio station and recording studio in America cost like $50, and they're some of the best fucking studio headphones you'll ever buy.
I'm sure a lot of it depends on what you're using it for. Like, DJs are going to want something that travels well, takes the abuse.
I guess what I'm trying...
outside noise.
I guess what I'm really trying to say is fuck Beats and fuck Skull Candy.
Yeah, fuck Beats.
Yeah. Skull Candies are stylish.
Skull Candy.
I like
but
Skull Candy.
Skull Candies look cool.
Yeah.
They're stylish. They're meant to look nice. Beats are overpriced as fuck just because they got Dr. Dre's name on them.
They don't sound that great
and
to
they
me.
don't sound that great. The best headphones I've ever had have either been Shure or Sony. Sennheiser are good too, but Shure and Sony.
What about Bose?
I've never in my life used a pair of Bose headphones.
Bose is overrated.
Bose
was good back in the day.
Bose is another one that you're paying for the name.
Yeah.
It's not too much for the quality.
As far as like for like speakers, when we used to sell, you know, the home theater stuff at Best Buy, you either go with
who's the
what's that Harman Kardon?
Yeah, they're good. And what's another one that's because like I see, Bose has really fallen out of favor in the last few years.
Oh, the thing about Bose was they had good bass, right? That was always the Bose characteristic.
That was basically it.
And that's still all it is, and it's just well, okay, but what about
there's treble?
I want a full sound.
Yeah.
Like, and you never get a full sound out of a Skull Candy headphone.
No, I think Skull Candy is pretty much all treble.
Yeah, Skull Candy has the worst sound. I rather get like.
Thank you for the free bandanas, but your headphones suck.
I would rather get a $4 pair of headphones from the drugstore than put a pair of skull candies on my head. That's so shiny, Bubba. Whoa.
See, now I have a pair of Turtle Beach XDs for gaming with, because Turtle Beach headphones.
Yes.
Oh.
You know, and
they're great studio headphones too. Honest to God,
I like Corsair.
Corsair is good too.
But those are really heavy, and they start to hurt your ears after a while.
Oh, really?
And I tried on some. I think they were Turtle Beach. What's the other big gaming brand that makes the headphones?
Oh, I used to have a pair of those too. I know the ones you're talking about. They're like red and black.
And
or is that the ones I have now? No, I used to have Turtle Beaches. Now I have that other one.
Those Turtle Beaches were just like, they're just like so lightweight.
Oh.
I could wear these all day long.
I love going to like GameStop or fucking anywhere that sells video games that has the demo rig set up.
Yeah.
Turtle Beach demo rig, and just the sound is...
You know, that reminds me. When was the last time you remember seeing like a music demo thing like that in a store?
Other than going to Best Buy or Guitar Center. Oh, you mean the ones where you pick the album and hit play and listen to the fucking album?
Yeah, you test it out.
FYE, and that was probably...
Those don't even have those anymore.
Yeah, because I was
we
probably...
got FYE all the time. Remember when Hot Topic used to sell music?
Hot Topic? Yeah, I remember when Hot Topic used to not be owned by American Eagle and be a fucking sellout, too. I remember I went into...
I still like Hot Topic. They don't have any of the shirts that I want anymore, though.
I only ever went there for shirts. And
I found
they
like
stopped
a
selling...
Die Artist Murder shirt there one time, and I was like, holy fuck, and then like,
you'll go and
stopped.
see 50 A Day to Remember shirts, which I like A Day to Remember, but I don't want to... Or like a billion...
21 Pilots. They've got 2 columns devoted to 21 Pilots.
Yeah, and
they've got all that Blackcraft stuff. I know you like that.
They've got like 4
them
Blackcraft tees.
They're
and,
getting
like,
more stuff.
all the worst ones.
Go get you some Black Veil Bride stuff, kids. What the fuck ever.
Ew,
Fucking Black Veil
pierce the
Bride.
veil.
I do like that. I do like that
Suicide
they have.
Sirens or Silence or whatever the fuck.
Oh, Suicide Silence.
They used to be good.
The most hated deathcore band in history.
I don't get it, honestly. I don't get why they're so hated. They're nothing special.
Because they just fell off. Like they.
Oh yeah, they fell.
Because they kind of used to define the genre, and then they just like they changed their singer, and like he was.
Well, he died, so they didn't really have a choice.
Oh.
Mitch Looker died.
Really?
Freak motorcycle accident. Yeah.
Damn.
There's actually a great album you can find where they held a concert for his wife and kid, and to donate money to them, and they had a different singer on every song, and like fucking Randy from Lamb of God showed up, dude from Whitechapel showed up, dude from Asking Alexandria showed up, dudes from Mudvayne showed up, dudes
Disappointed in Whitechapel.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Clean vocals.
Oh, I haven't. The last album I got of theirs was probably like 4 or 5 years ago.
They had one that came out, I think it was 2016.
Oh yeah, I hadn't get that one yet.
And
really, they started doing clean vocals.
Yeah, and it just doesn't.
Were they good or
no?
See, I don't have a problem if a band incorporates the clean vocals as long as it's good and doesn't sound forced. You know what I mean?
This keeps reminding me of the Chaos and Carnage tour with Carnifex and God, that would be so fun to see.
Shit. I remember there was one year Whitechapel was playing New Brooklyn Tavern in Columbia, and I didn't know it. I was just walking. I was just wandering around,
Brooklyn.
And I go walking past New Brooklyn, and I hear. I don't remember what the fucking song it was, but I was just like, "That's a fucking Whitechapel, playing in there right now." God damn it! And they wouldn't let. I was like, "Can I just pay at the door?" And they're like, "Sorry, we're at capacity." And I'm like, "Motherfucker!"
Yeah, I'm sure they were over capacity.
Shit. Yeah.
I'm sure if there was a fire, a third of those people were. Just,
shit. Can you imagine seeing fucking Whitechapel in a place like New Brooklyn Tavern?
I honestly cannot.
Like New Brooklyn.
I can imagine how sweaty I would be in there.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You'd be just a fucking ball of perspiration at that point.
We used to go
the whole room would smell like ball sacks at that point.
Yeah. We used to, plus you'd be like,
Probably
whenever I used to go to, like, shows in Denver, you always push your way up to the front.
Oh, yeah.
But there's always a plump emo girl just like in the front, just like ready, and then you gotta like touch on her sweaty back, and
My problem is
you get pushed up like you. Eventually, you're just like everyone around you is just like squished, and you're just like squished against people.
the problem I have is
That was like at Thursday, but I actually pushed my way to the front during the Thursday concert.
Okay.
And oh my god, that was a great concert.
I'm 6
Never
foot,
been
6
so
foot
wet in my
one,
life.
and there's always that one guy who's always like the
Oh,
exact
so you're
same.
not 6'1".
'Cause
You
you're gonna-
said 6 foot,
I
maybe
said-
6'1".
Because I knew if I just said 6'1", you'd be like, no, you're not.
Do I need to pull out the,
But
the measuring tape?
there's always that one fucking guy who's exactly
Yes.
my height that stands right the fuck in front of me every time.
Yeah.
And he's always
It's
bald.
always the boyfriend of that chubby emo
It's always the
girl.
boyfriend of some chick, and he's always like bald and got that pack of hot dogs rolls in the back of his neck that I gotta stare at the rest of the fucking night. No matter how I move, he always seems to move right the fuck in front of me. The last time I even got that fucking close at a show was last year, and I don't remember. I went and saw a bunch of shows last year. I don't remember which one it was, but there was some fucking dude and his girlfriend and all her fucking friends showed up like 2 hours late, like right before the headliner went on, and thought they could like
They pushed their way to
push
the
their way to
front.
the fucking front. Which at that point it's like, fuck you, we've been here all day,
How dare they?
and so they started picking fights with
I would have
people
spilled my
and.
beer accidentally on
Well,
them.
here's what this fucking son of a bitch did. He kept trying to crowd surf his way to the front. Everybody knew what the fuck he looked like because he had a. We're in Columbus, Ohio, on pretty much next door to Ohio State's campus. So he's wearing a fucking Michigan hoodie. Now you don't have to be a sports fan to know you don't fucking do that. That's like one of the biggest rivalries in fucking football. And he's got this bright yellow fucking hat on, and he's wearing fucking like the tan construction worker boots. So the dude stands out like a sore fucking
Christ.
thumb. So he keeps starting fights with people trying to get to the front. So he decides to start trying to crowd surf his way up to the front. Well, this dude decides to use me as leverage when I'm not paying attention and push down on my back in such a way that it pushed a third of my vertebrae out of whack.
Oh, I would have fucked him up.
Well, I didn't know till the next morning. Because I woke up the next
Yeah.
morning and I was like, okay, I feel fucking sore, but I stood in one place for 4 hours.
Yeah.
And it was the middle of a mosh pit, so I'm probably just sore from that. But then, like, 2 days later, it was like, okay, I still can't move my fucking back right. So I went to a chiropractor, got checked out, and was like, yeah, the middle third of your vertebrae are just kind of at an angle. It's pushing the top and bottom third of your vertebrae in the other direction.
Nice.
So ever since that, I don't go that close to shows anymore because I'm just old and paranoid.
I was recommended a chiropractor actually.
Yeah, we probably both need chiropractors.
$60 for the first.
I
session.
highly recommend seeing a chiropractor because
I want him, or I want him. It has to be a man.
I have to be a man. You don't want to get felt up by a woman.
I mean, men have bigger hands.
That's fair. Depends on the woman, I guess. She could
What
be
if she's like a
Scandinavian.
big German, yeah.
No.
Could be Helga. Helga
We're-
could come in there
we
and try
wanna
to work
talk
your
about-
back.
Sorry, I've been watching like a lot of Ben Shapiro shit. So the whole
No, you're good.
there's a huge biological difference between men and women.
Well, the guy I saw he was a dude, and he was built like a fucking bodybuilder. And not only did he unfuck my vertebrae, but he had me do like a range of motion test and was like, I'm gonna unfuck your neck, and I'm gonna unfuck your shoulder, and I'm gonna unfuck your leg. And after the first day, I walked out of there like, holy shit, I've never felt so fucking limber in my life. And I'm, 28-year-old, 300-something pound dude, and been out of shape, and just like, I could go fucking climb a mountain right now.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I want to do the like where they lift you up by the head thing, and just like
He didn't do that. He did the back cracking. He did the hip adjustment. He did the neck cracking, which scared the shit out of me the first time.
yeah.
Because the back cracking, you can hear it, but it's further down. The neck cracking's right there by your fucking ear, so it sounds loud as shit. So you're thinking you're about to die. But I'll be damned if I didn't walk out of there feeling like $1 million.
I'm gonna do that shit.
I recommend it. My aunt is probably like, if she's listening to this, God help me, she's a physical therapist. She works for a fucking hospital, so she hates chiropractors.
God help anyone who listens to this.
Yeah, no shit. If you're listening to this, you're not in a good place in your life right now. All we do is get drunk and talk about shit.
Yeah, I wish, see, people who are famous enough when they start a podcast and do like the long form, like the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Like that is the best form of podcast that I can think of. You
Love his.
you have a long conversation with someone.
Mark Maron, same thing. It's like
and
a dude.
you just talk and you know.
But they're famous enough that people will fucking just sit down and listen to it because it's Joe Rogan or it's Adam Carolla.
And he has like other famous people on.
Like,
not every time, but like
Mark Maron has had on fucking President Obama. He's had on Jennifer Lawrence. He's had on fucking Will Arnett. Fucking big name people, and it's Mark Maron alone, which he was pretty big in the stand-up community. So people will listen to a 2-hour podcast.
I mean, too, like the long form Joe Rogan. I think his is like the 6th most listened to podcast
huge.
Ever.
Well, fucking like, Kevin Smith. He has like a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes multiple a week, and it's Kevin Smith, so people fucking listen to it.
I'm telling you, the Joe Rogan experience is typically. Most times it's either an hour and a half to 2.5 hours every day.
It's one of the best podcasts you can listen to, honestly.
I listen to the shit out of that.
It's great. I have probably 30 podcasts I have on my phone that I get.
He's got a good
regularly.
one with Maynard James Keenan. He's got a good one with Billy Corgan.
Hate that guy. Okay, no, I hate Billy Corgan's singing voice. I hate Maynard James Keenan.
Jordan Peterson, Jamie Foxx.
Oh man! I'd love to listen to him and Jamie Foxx talk.
Just Eliza Schlesinger.
Love her.
A bunch of comedians.
So much.
He gets a lot of people on there, and he varies it. Yeah. Like he does a little bit of the political, a lot of the MMA stuff.
Oh,
conspiracy
he loves that shit.
Stuff. Just he loves going off on riffs on just weird conspiracy, science fiction-y shit.
And I follow his YouTube channel where a lot of it's just him posting clips from his podcast too. So
yeah.
So if I miss an episode, I know I can get some of like just the good clips that I missed.
He does that shit every day. He has a meaningful conversation with someone every single day for about 2 hours.
That's the goal, man.
And that's got to be just enlightening in a sense.
That's the goal. It really is. I mean, for any comedian or just anybody in general who's into podcasting, is just to be able to sit down and have a conversation with somebody and for people to give enough of a shit to listen to it. That's the goal, man.
Well,
Yeah. Then there's assholes like us who just have fucking fun getting drunk and talking about shit, so you might as well hit record.
Yep. I thought we could, play a game or some shit, but I don't know what kind of game we could play. I know you're doing that, the movie trivia thing.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
I've been doing I did the movie trivia thing a couple of times. I have, I'm trying to find some other games that'll translate well onto a podcast, and it's tough.
Right.
Because I love playing board games. I love playing, card games. I just bought a whole bunch, because I was down in Colombia, and I went to Firefly, and just fucking, bought a whole bunch of shit. To play, with on days where I have nothing to fucking do.
Oh, we got what's that unicorn game?
Unstable Unicorns.
Unstable Unicorns.
I love it.
It's you can only buy it at GameStop.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
But it's really fun. Yeah. We've got that. The
Joking Hazard.
Joking Hazard.
Joking Hazard's fun. There's one called Exploding Kittens that I play that's a lot of fun.
I've heard of that one.
Exploding Kittens is fun. I've got a Rick and Morty game in my car.
We used to play board games all the time. We used to play Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
Well, when Toys R Us said they were going out of business, my first thought was, holy shit, they're going to liquidate, and I'm going to raid the fuck out of that board game and Lego.
It's a
board games and Legos.
It's a joke.
It is, because all they did is okay, so board games are 10% off, Legos are 5% off, and I'm like, so they're still not even regular fucking price that they are everywhere else.
Yeah.
Because Toys R Us's markup, that's Toys R Us put out some statements saying the reason they're going out of business is millennials aren't having as many kids anymore. Well, no, the reason you're going out of business is Amazon, because Toys R Us has no online presence, and B, their profit margin is stupid.
They have somewhat of a point, but that's not the whole point.
That's yes, millennials are having fewer kids these days, but they sell their shit through Amazon.
Sex anymore.
Right, we do other shit. Which is the point of saying millennials can't get laid, I guess. But I don't know. Well, no, it's just
we're too used to being brazen on the internet, and now they can't be brazen in real life.
We're too busy saying fuck the other gender, and now suddenly the other gender doesn't want to procreate with us. Was that a stab? I don't know. Maybe that was a stab at somebody. Who knows? But
Stab it up.
But no,
I'm very traditional myself.
Toys R Us jacked their prices up too fucking high to try to get this huge profit margin.
I don't know. I don't really have anything, any baseline to judge it off of, any control group.
Well, really and truly, what
they have just so much. You get lost in there. You don't.
Yeah.
You go in there with a purpose, and you can't find your purpose there. I was trying to find Leapfrog games.
Yeah.
And it took me literally like 15 minutes to find the fucking aisle for Leapfrog games.
See, growing up, my mom used to take me to Toys R Us all the time, and they had a book section in the back. Where you'd go get like a Where's Waldo book or a coloring book or something, and they had little tables and shit you could sit down at, and your kids could fucking like look at the book and be like, "Hey, I actually want to get this book."
I miss Second and Charles.
I love living within walking distance of a Second and Charles.
Within walking distance?
Within walking distance. I can walk there from my house.
Nipple.
From my house, I can walk to a plaza that contains a Kroger, a Second and Charles, and a Buffalo Wild Wings, and a Trader Joe's. And a popcorn store. That's awesome, too.
Ugh.
What?
Nobody eats popcorn.
I fucking devour popcorn, man.
Popcorn is like the worst food ever.
Oh, no, bullshit.
Just eat corn.
I'll eat the fuck out of some corn, too. But, man...
I didn't have any corn.
I didn't have any corn. Fucking Austin Power.
Smells like carrots and throw up.
One of my favorite podcasts I listen to is called The Top 10 Show, where every week it's like top 10 movies that fit a theme. And last week it was top 10 comedy sequels. And one of them had Spy Who Shagged Me, and one of them had Goldmember.
Goldmember just...
That is an underappreciated Austin Powers movie.
The quips, like when he gets one
There
of
are
my
two
favorite parts.
There are two things I don't tolerate: people who are intolerant of other people's cultures, and the Dutch. fucking Michael Caine in that movie.
I love
was fire. I think he was a kid the whole time. Isn't that weird?
I love my favorite part that makes me laugh the hardest is when he gets hit and when Dr. Evil gets hit in the package by the globe.
Way to go, a-hole!
But I think it's like before that where he's like laughing really hard and he's like, "Oh, I haven't laughed that hard since I was a little girl."
Yeah! He gets hit with the moon. Hang on, 1, 2, 3. Okay, they're all there. That's a great fucking movie. I don't give a shit. That movie is awesome. Even with Beyonce. Movie. Oh, man. Fucking Fred Savage as the mole.
We were just talking about Beyonce.
Were we?
In that movie. No, Candace and I were.
Oh, okay. I was saying, I know we shit on somebody else, but... But fucking
just terrible acting.
Goldmember is just... It's so
not that I could do any better. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah. Fucking that scene where it's him and
Foxy Cleopatra,
where it's him and Mini-Me and they're doing the shadow thing, where they're in the sub and he goes to the doctor to get his physical and they're doing the shadow shit and it looks like he's got like a baby arm coming out of his fucking pants.
Like a baby's arm holding an apple.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. It's so bad, but so good.
The joke where it's he is like they're in a car. He's
are you sure you don't have a little? Like, are you the clone of an angel? No, I'm not. Are you sure you don't have a little clone in you? No, I don't. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Man, and you know what?
Candace! Boogie. Where are you?
We're losing
laying in bed, but we're shooting tequilas.
We're losing her.
Nobody cares about the laundry.
Sleep on the laundry. I've done that. There was a point where like I would have a queen size bed. I'd have a pile of laundry on one side of the bed, and I'd just sleep on the other side of the bed because I was too lazy to put it away. But she's too tired to tequila. She made tequila a verb. Oh man. Well, you know what? Since we're talking about Austin Powers, let's fucking do a shot to Vern Troyer, who passed away Saturday. That's to Vern Troyer, man. Good fucking actor. Funny fucking man.
Oh, God.
Oh, holy shit. I was bummed to hear that he died, but I guess he'd been going through some shit.
Well, fuck. Mini-Me died.
That's why I was just... That's Vern Troyer.
Oh, wait, yeah.
That is Vern Troyer. That's why I was saying, like, shot to Mini-Me, man.
I don't know who the fuck you're talking
Fucking
about.
blows.
He's just fucking Mini-Me.
Yeah, but he had been going through some shit, I guess.
They said he was an alcoholic. And
he had been checked. I guess where he was living, if the cops feel like you're a risk to yourself, they can actually, like, have you checked into a hospital for, like under suicide watch. So I guess he had been at the hospital at one point because they were like, this dude's, like, gonna fucking kill himself or some shit.
Really?
So I haven't heard what actually happened yet, just that he died.
Man.
I don't know. Well, I ain't seen him.
I mean, you know, people
go through shit, you know.
They go through shit. We're all humans.
Yeah, but, you know, I still, like, I know everybody else hates this movie, but I still thought he was funny as shit in The Love Guru.
The Love Guru.
Mike Myers.
Yeah, that was an awful movie.
No, it was fucking terrible, but Vern Troyer was funny.
Daniel Tosh was in that movie. One of his
Was
only
he?
acting credits. Yeah.
That's part of the problem right there. I like Daniel Todd. I think he's funny, but
I liked
man.
his specials.
Yeah,
The
Tosh,
show wears on you, but his specials were funny.
I couldn't watch Tosh.0 constantly. My old roommates in college would watch it like religiously every day, and it's like I could watch it once in a while, but I'd rather watch his stand-up.
You know what I used to love watching with my old roommates, and they turned me on to it just because it's just like the most ridiculous show that has ever been made. The Jersey Shore.
Oh God.
We used to watch that shit I think it was like on Thursdays or some
Fuck
shit.
that noise, man.
We used to just
It's
sit
coming
there
back.
and just laugh at it.
They're bringing it back for like another season or some
Why?
shit. Because they're bringing back American Idol. Why not bring back Jersey Shore?
American Idol went away?
It did. Fox canceled it last year. Now it's back on
Why?
ABC.
Because nobody cares about Ryan Seacrest anymore?
Well, especially not now. Well, the thing is, it's been back on ABC. This has been its first season back. And its ratings are in the absolute fucking shitter. Because on top of Ryan Seacrest being accused of, like, fucking assaulting a couple of women, fucking Katy Perry has been, like, hitting on every dude that's come through the show so far.
Oh, I saw about that where she took that dude's kiss virginity.
Yeah, which that wasn't even, like, she just, like, mercilessly has been, like,
Yeah.
hitting on every dude. And then in the
If it was opposite, if she was a man and that was a woman,
she'd have been
did that
fucking run out of town. But it's hurting their ratings also because right now she's trying to, like, buy this old convent to convert into a nightclub, and she's been getting sued.
What?
There's like this convent in her hometown or some shit. She wants to buy it,
But she
move
wants to
the
keep
nuns
it
out of it,
convent-y, right?
and turn it into a nightclub.
A nun nightclub.
I know. Well, the nuns like went to court to like try to convince her to not do it, and one of the nuns got so upset she had a stroke and died.
What?
So American Idol's ratings are in the absolute shitter
I hate
right
Katy
now.
Perry.
I do too. I can't fucking stand Katy Perry. Like,
She's
at
really,
all.
really dumb.
She's an idiot. She's a fucking moron. And it's just... So their ratings are in the shitter. But what cracked me up was, like, she's doing this shit, hitting on dudes, making out with these dudes on the show, while Seacrest is fucking under investigation for, like, sexual assault. And I'm like, you know, that's...
She just assaulted someone on...
She just fucking, like, yeah, it's
on TV.
just fucking... Yeah, so... I'm so over that fucking show. I mean, I was over it years ago, but... Just...
I don't get how... I'm sorry, but I'm on like...
Here's what I'll say.
How do I say this without being a bitch?
There's no way to say it without being a bitch. Just say it.
But I think you're wrong about Taylor Swift, dude.
Oh my god! I will never hear the end of this between you and my friend Karina.
Not all of it, though, but I think you're wrong about how she sounds.
In what way?
She sounds different. She sounds more unique. I think she has a more unique voice than you give her credit for.
Let me put it this way about Taylor Swift. I've heard songs like New Year's...
Watch Candace come out of the bed and
I know, right?
give her
Like-
2 cents.
Like New Year's Day. I've heard her song New Year's Day. New Year's Day is a beautiful song. I've heard songs by Taylor Swift and been like, That's a good piece of musical writing. It was well written. The lyrics are nice. They're moving. It's when she moves out of her country singer-songwriter roots and just goes full pop diva that I lose all fucking interest. Because at that point, it's like, you're not trying now. Now you're just making music via assembly line. I don't like assembly line music.
She still writes, and
I know she does. I wish she would do
give her props for that.
It's like Chris Stapleton.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Stapleton's merit is based solely on his fucking talent. Because you look at him compared to all the other male country stars. They're all these big fucking chiseled metrosexual male models with a southern accent. Chris Stapleton is a heavy-set, bearded, hillbilly-looking motherfucker that writes beautiful music. And that's what he gets fucking merit for.
I was watching...
Taylor Swift has that quality of music in her because she had it in the past. That's how she got started. Yeah. But instead, she churns out bullshit like "Shake It Off" and "Look What You Made Me Do," and that's what all her merit is in. Nobody gives a fuck. Okay, not nobody, but the majority of people don't give a fuck about.
Those are fair points, but she has a great voice.
When she tries, yes. Again, New Year's Day, which is I guess is a newer song of hers, is beautiful and sung very well. I want more of that, and less "Look What You Made Me Do." I heard "Look What You Made Me Do," and I rolled my eyes so hard I thought I was going to go blind. That song made me cringe so hard.
Yeah.
It was so bad. It sounded like every other pop diva in America right
Candace
now.
was watching... I think that was kind of the point, though.
But...
Candace was watching this YouTube video. People have some theories about all of the imagery in that music video and how she's, digging on Katy Perry and all these, like, past personas that she's had and all this kind of shit. And so I think it's kind of simplistic and poppy just as a commentary. But I don't even know if it's that deep.
I'd buy that if it was her only song that was like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
If that was her only time that she did something like that, I'd buy it. But between that, "Shake It Off," the video itself is entertaining as fuck, as well as that weird Ghost in the Shell looking fucking video she made with the weird robot. Yeah. That was a cool video, but the song again ready for it. The song just felt manufactured as fuck.
Yeah,
I have the same opinion about Lady Gaga. When Lady Gaga tries and puts effort into what she's doing, she writes some really good music. Back when she was first starting out, before she was Lady Gaga, when she was just
too political with it.
Now, yeah, but like I've seen videos back from when she first started out, and it was her brother like on the piano and like a guitar player playing clubs and shit and singing music she had written with just a really good, talented singing voice. I was like, that fucking person would have been a star. It just would have taken her a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But instead, she writes shit like Poker Face and wears a dress made out of meat and is an overnight. Because you gotta realize, Lady Gaga got famous for being a meme and a joke, not for her talent. People didn't start to recognize her talent until way later in her career, where they were like, holy shit, she's actually really good. People didn't get into Lady Gaga to begin with because they thought she was good.
Play the piano.
Yeah, people got into Lady Gaga when she was starting out like that because she was weird.
Yeah,
that was all it was. And part of where my turn off to Lady Gaga came from was she always preached about having
Lua,
this fucking
enter in, please.
Go to bed.
In
1, 2. She always preached about having like this deeper meaning to all of her music, which every musician says that. But she did an interview on, I think it was Graham Norton, and was like,
"Oh, Graham Norton! I want to talk about Graham Norton."
Yeah, she does an interview on Graham Norton. He's like, you know, you always talk about the deeper meanings to all your songs. So Poker Face was like your biggest hit. Can you tell us about the background on that song? And I swear to God, she says on camera, while she has this boy whore in a loincloth serving her tea that she brought on the show with her, she's like, it's like just this fucking like chiseled dude in a loincloth with body oil on serving her tea. Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, well, Poker Face is a song I wrote because like I was having sex with my boyfriend and fantasizing about the woman I was cheating on him with. And I'm just like, There's your fucking role model right there, people. Like,
Wow.
yeah. I was just, I lost a lot of fucking respect for her at that. Now again, like, she did this tour with Tony Bennett like a year or two ago that I would have killed to have gone and seen. Because I know she can fucking sing for real. I know she can play piano for fucking real. I know she's a talented musician when she tries. And it's Tony fucking Bennett. Like, Tony fucking Bennett is like the coolest guy in the room no matter where he goes. He can be in the room with Prince and fucking Mike Coulter and fucking like Slash and still be the coolest guy in the fucking room. Doesn't matter. But
Interesting choices.
yeah, I love that. Look, you got fucking Prince because it's fucking Prince. Okay, you got Slash because Slash is Slash. Mike Coulter, who's the guy who plays Luke Cage, he was from Columbia, actually, Columbia, South Carolina. You watch him on one of these Netflix shows, and you're like, that's a cool motherfucker I want to have a beer with. Because he's so fucking chill and just cool with everything. But Tony Bennett is always going to be the coolest guy in the fucking room. Lily's got a hold of it. She destroyed that like fucking earlier today. It's fine.
Okay.
It's
I'm
done.
trying to figure out what it is.
But, okay, so you wanted to bring up Graham Norton. What do you got?
Well, we were talking about just... Because whenever I like look at like Joe Rogan clips or like Ben Shapiro clips or just like listen to one of their podcasts, I always like whenever I go to YouTube, it's always either Joe Rogan or I look at to see what the Graham Norton clips are.
Yeah.
Because just I don't know why, but I like his format is the best. Because it's a lot more free and everyone's, sometimes the celebrities are drinking and everyone's just loose.
Oh, yeah.
And he somehow finds out, like, this weird shit about them.
Graham
and
Norton
they're like, they get surprised when it was like, how the fuck did you find that out?
He's
like,
the king of making his guests comfortable.
Yeah.
Because look at his set. You walk on and it's just big fucking, like, sexy lounge couches.
Yeah.
With pillows. And you sit down and you have a drink and you just talk one-on-one with somebody.
And he's just...
Doesn't feel.
I like Graham Norton, and I've enjoyed just watching him.
He tried
interact with them.
They tried to move his show over to the U.S. at one point, early 2000s, and it just didn't take. Because everybody.
How long has he been making that? It's got to be more than like
20 years at least.
Yeah.
It's got to be at least because he was because that happened in the early 2000s. It's now 2018. His show had already been around for a while, making waves in England by that point, so it's got to be 20 years. I'd say 98 at the earliest.
Still as good as ever.
That dude's fucking funny. Oh my god, is he funny?
Yeah.
One of my favorite episodes is he had Eddie Redmayne, who is in the Fantastic Beasts movie, plays the wizard, and he had Benedict Cumberbatch, who was Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And because both those movies came out like within like a month or two of each other. And he had them doing, like, shitty fucking, like, magic tricks to each other, like, on the couch. Like, Eddie Redmayne had, like, this coloring book, and he pulled out, like, a fake fucking Harry Potter wand and made it look like he, like, made some magic happen. And, like, suddenly the coloring book was filled, and Cumberbatch was like, oh, my God. I was like, man, that shit wouldn't fly on a U.S. talk show.
Yeah.
Would not. I like some of
that's the thing, too. They are pretty much uncensored,
Oh yeah,
for the most part.
Over in the UK, it's pretty much you just tell your kids, "Hey, don't repeat what you hear on TV," and they're cool with that. Pretty much when it's on a certain channel or on after a certain hour in the UK, they're just like, "Look, it's your own fucking fault if you."
Yeah. They're less sensitive about cursing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
too.
Just in general. I mean, Jesus Christ, they're the country that gave us Jimmy Carr.
Yeah.
I fucking love Jimmy Carr. I watched his last special on Netflix, and part of it is just he had people, because his thing is like he's a pro at like dispatching hecklers.
Yeah.
And so now this is pretty much part of his show where he invites you to just say something fucked up to him, and he'll respond to it.
Yeah.
And it's great.
He doesn't strike me as someone who he just looks more straight edge
Than he actually fucking is. You
than
think?
he is. Yeah.
He does, but I think that's also just it's the British thing. Their accent alone makes them seem more. Yeah, and it's the way because he always wears like the nicest fucking suit you've ever seen.
Right.
I love Jimmy Carr. I really do. He's a funny dude.
What was there's a new Ricky Gervais special on Netflix.
I haven't watched it yet. I've got a lot of shit
I don't know.
saved on my list on Netflix because I haven't had time to watch anything new yet. But
Did you get through Altered Carbon? Did you give it another
all of
try?
it, no. I did start giving it another try. I got to like episode, I think 4 or 5. I've been busy. I'm gonna get through the end. I'm not as harsh on it now as I was when I first watched it. Because bear in mind, when I first watched it, I had just seen Blade Runner 2049 like 1,000 times in theaters.
Yeah.
So
a similar aesthetic.
It's very similar to Blade Runner. You can definitely tell there was an influence from Blade Runner. So now kind of coming down off that and going through and giving it another shot. I'm on episode 4 or 5.
Westworld season 2 premiered yesterday, I believe.
I missed season 1 completely.
HBO's too expensive. It's $15 a month for HBO.
I can't afford that for the 2 or 3 shows I might watch.
I got it for Game of Thrones and then canceled it.
I've never watched Game of Thrones in my life.
I know you haven't.
And it's not because like I have some aversion to it. It's just like that's one more fucking thing I got to add to my repertoire to watch. And at this point, I'm so deep into it, and we're coming up on the end. I'm at the point where it's like I'll wait till it's just fucking over, and just watch it at my rather than trying to binge it to get caught up and be perpetually behind like Walking Dead. That's why I've never given The Walking Dead a fair shot, because by the time I really caught up on the buzz, it was like 6 seasons in or however fucking long. So I'd rather wait for it to be done than I can watch it at my leisure. Like that's why I did How I Met Your Mother.
Ugh.
Really?
You like that show?
Up until the end, yeah.
That show was just not funny.
Well, same with Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec is the funniest show.
Season 1 was a little tough to get through, but season 2 going forward is just fucking.
Because they really get they really amp up everyone's characters.
Well, yeah, because it was
Ron Swanson becomes way more Ron Swanson.
Ron Swanson becomes everyone's fucking spirit animal.
Yeah,
Ron Swanson's like one of the best characters ever conceived for television.
I love his humor is subtle, but it's also feel good, and like it was just so like.
With season 1, I think, because they were coming in when The Office was at its peak, when The Office was like fucking the hottest show in TV. And they were trying to not be too much like The Office. To the point where it was a little off-putting. It was just kind of dry and kind of dumb. But honestly, the first season of The Office was kind of that way, too.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch Steve Carell's The Office, the first season's a little tough to get through. But once they kind of figured out what they wanted to do, because at the end of season 1, they eliminate a couple of characters, like they get fired or whatever.
Yeah. And
then they go forward, and they're like, these are the characters we feel like we can focus on. Same with Parks and Rec, because they got rid of what's-his-name at the end of season 1. Thank God. The dude that, like, was Leslie's ex or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
His character sucked. They got rid of him at the end of season 1 and moved forward, because then Chris Pratt became... Chris Pratt,
they said he was never supposed to be, like, in it for that long.
Well, it's the same with the janitor on Scrubs.
Yeah.
The janitor on Scrubs was supposed to turn out to be, like, if you watch the whole first season... Nobody ever acknowledges the janitor other than JD. He was supposed to be like a figment of JD's imagination. Like his own self-doubt torturing him. But people loved the janitor so much they made him a series regular. Same with Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory, their original plan was they were going to switch neighbors every month. Or every season, rather. That's why Penny has no last name. Penny has no last name because they were going to have like a different hot girl neighbor every season or something.
That show is definitely not funny.
Oh, I did a whole podcast about how much I hate that fucking show.
I'll listen to that podcast.
I did a podcast. This was the old version of the show. I think it was even before it was we did the whole network. I did an episode on sitcoms. I said which was the best and worst. Worst is Big Bang Theory. Best is Cheers. Fight me, people. Send me your tweets. I still think Cheers is the best sitcom ever.
What's the draw to Cheers? I asked this the other day.
Part of what it is for me is this. You watch Cheers and think to yourself, as a guy who was a barfly for a while, who likes going to a bar and sitting and drinking and having a conversation, kind of like what we're doing now. Cheers was that. Cheers was a bunch of friends going to a regular bar and experiencing life together. It felt like a place, because it is an actual real place, but it was a place you could go. It felt like a place you could go. It's in the theme song. What I loved about it was also the simplicity of it. It only ever had 1, maybe 2 set locations. Mm-hmm. The bar and the pool room in the back of the bar, 3. And it also had the fucking dude's office. The writing always, because I went back and binged it again last year. It feels timeless. It doesn't feel dated.
Yeah.
There's very few jokes that are so set in their time that doesn't translate to modern age. It's just people at a bar. Also, you look at the people who were on that show, whose careers launched from that show. You got Kelsey Grammer, because Frasier was a spinoff of Cheers.
Okay.
You had Kirstie Alley, who nobody knew at that point.
Yes.
Woody Harrelson, who nobody knew at that point. Woody got to start on that show. Fucking Ted Danson, he had like 1, maybe 2 acting roles before that. Then he became like fucking America's sweetheart after that. I'm blanking on the girl's name. Shelley Long, who was the female lead on the show. She's had a great career since then. A lot of fucking careers got springboarded off that fucking show. John Ratzenberger, who everybody knows from every fucking Pixar movie ever made. Because you hear his voice, and he's the voice of Ham in Toy Story. He's the voice of, he's the fucking 18-wheeler in Cars. He's been in every Pixar movie at some point or another. He's got a great fucking voice. There's just a huge four-way of comedic actors who got their start on Cheers, and a lot of them became comedy stars because they themselves were so funny and good at the delivery on their show. That show lasted for like fucking 10 years.
I do like the idea of kind of like it's like Tarantino-esque, just like.
In what way?
Like normal conversation.
Yeah, no,
in a movie or a show.
It felt real.
Like the beginning of Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
Where they're at breakfast and they're just
talking about giving the tip.
Yeah,
Whole conversation about tipping. Yeah.
And
I'm not the biggest Tarantino fan, but that is his most underrated fucking movie by far.
You think that's an underrated movie?
I think it's an underrated movie. I think people jerk off Pulp Fiction a little too much.
They do, but I think Reservoir Dogs is very highly respected.
Oh no, I know it's highly respected, but I think people always talk about Pulp Fiction
and
way fucking more, because usually people talk about Reservoir Dogs after Kill Bill and Pulp Fiction have been brought up. They've been like, oh, blah, 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 Pulp Fiction, Kill Bill. Oh, yeah, and Reservoir. It feels like an afterthought half the time.
Well,
which is a shame, because it's one of his first ones, right?
Reservoir Dogs had a very limited scope.
Oh, yeah.
But it was, it was marked by great acting and great writing, which...
You had Steve Buscemi was in that. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was... Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ, I've been drinking.
The main guy, Mr. Orange.
Who played Mr. Orange? Fucking... Was that Tim Roth?
Tim Roth,
Tim Roth. I love Tim Roth.
And the one famous scene where the guy dances and he cuts off the cop's ear. Michael Madsen.
Was that Madsen?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen it in a long time. Like I said, I'm admittedly not the biggest Tarantino fan. It's more that I'm not. It's more that I'm not a fan of him than it is his movies.
Pulp Fiction is just kind of it's a more well-rounded film,
which is hilarious considering how the continuity is chopped up and split around, which is creative as fuck. I'll give him that. It's fucking creative as shit. I love Django Unchained.
Yes.
That's a great fucking movie. I haven't watched Hateful Eight yet.
I actually haven't seen that one either.
It came out the same weekend.
He's making a Manson movie.
Is he? Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, also, Inglourious fucking Bastards. I mean, come on.
Inglourious Bastards can't go wrong.
They
actually kill Hitler in that movie.
That's the movie that properly introduced the world to Christoph Waltz.
Yes, exactly.
And Christoph Waltz is one of the greatest fucking actors of forever.
He actually was. He's one of the only people to win it was like the trifecta of awards for that role that in Inglourious Bastards.
What did he win? I know he won because he won an Oscar, didn't he?
It's like an Oscar, the what's the other
Golden
big
Globe.
Golden Globe and the
BAFTA.
BAFTA.
Did he win all three of those?
Yeah.
I know he won an MTV award.
He's in that group with Daniel Day-Lewis.
Well, it's because it's Daniel Day-fucking-Lewis, man. Fucking There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie. I will suck that movie's dick till the day I die.
That has long been my favorite movie.
That is a great... I saw you got the book, Oil, sitting over there.
Based on just performance alone.
His performance in that movie, is what... You could not put anybody else in that movie and it'd be good.
No.
I honest to God think he elevates that movie.
I actually watched a commentary that Quentin Tarantino did. He was talking about There Will Be Blood. Mm-hmm. He's like, this is one of the most visionary movies I've ever seen.
Bruh.
Daniel Day-Lewis is just magnificent, and he kind of shat on Paul Dano a little bit. He said he didn't really fit, but he did.
Paul Dano's
well.
a tough pill to swallow, I think, in a lot of movies.
I thought he was good in that.
I love the movie, beginning to end, all around.
He made some weird acting decisions, I think, throughout the movie that were interesting.
There's
he overacted a little bit some parts.
Yeah. Well, it's my thing with Tarantino again is just him as a person. I think he's kind of a shitty person, and some of the shit that he does behind the scenes. I realize it gets results in his movies, but just
the whole controversy with Uma Thurman.
Yeah, and just
they forced her to drive that car. It's like it's safe, and then she fucking wrecked it. And...
Plus, he's made some crap.
Yeah.
What director hasn't? Christopher Nolan. Oh, Denis Villeneuve hasn't, but Christopher Nolan. I did not love Dunkirk as much as the rest of the fucking world did. I did not think it deserved as many fucking Oscars as it got.
What were we talking about before I mentioned Tarantino again?
We were talking about shit. I'm trying to go back down the train of thought. We got
we're talking about There Will Be Blood. We're talking about Christoph Waltz. We're talking about.
I had another point to make. How do we get to Tarantino? Anybody listening? I totally fucking forgot.
But
I know we were talking at one point because we were talking about we were talking about sitcoms, Big Bang Theory being terrible, and then I got to Cheers being good, and the longevity of it, and then it was something about we were talking about podcasting and how people get to sit down and have real conversations, and that's what made Reservoir Dogs so good, was people having a because it was Cheers.
Yes, I had a point to make that is controversial because it brings up still my favorite comedian, and that's Louis C.K.
That's controversial as shit because of what he admitted to doing. It's controversial shit even around comedians, because a lot of comedians, because again, if you look at what Louis C.K. did for the comedy scene. What he did with that special where he produced the whole thing himself out of pocket,
right?
Put it up online for $5 and made $1 million in a weekend.
Yeah,
that changed.
But he produced that show. I don't know if you ever watched it. It was called Horace and Pete.
Never watched Horace and Pete.
But we were talking about Cheers, and we were talking about kind of like this natural conversation type stuff. I've never watched it if that's how it is, but Horace and Pete has a lot of that. They run a bar. It's Steve Buscemi and Louis C.K.
I love Steve Buscemi.
And they run this bar together. And it's this family bar that's been, generations and generations. And, it's always been run by a Horace and a Pete. And they, all their sons, just they're all named Horace and Pete. And, but what was cool about it was that it was during the election, and so it was very timely, real conversations. These people at the bar
during the last election,
during the Trump
Clinton. Oh Jesus, okay.
And so it was real conversations about that, and I really enjoyed that. And they shot it like they would shoot a sitcom, like a single camera.
Yeah.
I think they call it a single camera sitcom or something.
Well, there's multicam sitcoms and there's single cam sitcoms. The Office, Parks and Rec, those are single cam sitcoms. It's usually one camera.
Yeah.
Following the scene. Your multicam sitcoms are like Mike and Molly, Cheers, Big Bang Theory, where it's 3 cameras and then you just constantly cut back and forth with a laugh track.
But
sitcoms have evolved.
and it had just like a bunch of famous people on there. Of course, Pamela Adlon was on there at one point in time, and I love her. She was always really great in Louie, and
I loved Louie. It was such a good show.
You know, and I think
there she is.
And this is also a little controversial, but I think the hate against Aziz Ansari is kind of very unfounded.
The Aziz Ansari one has people really divided.
Really stupid.
Because here's the thing with the Aziz Ansari story. I got into it late. Because I kept hearing there was some shit going on. I didn't know anything about it.
Yeah.
When I read up on it, I read like 5 different versions of the same story.
Yeah.
Like, I heard so much...
what was the gist that you got?
Well,
some girl had
an encounter with Aziz Ansari and it didn't go well. And that's honestly, like, that's why his blew over as quickly as it did. Louis C.K.'s they talked about for months. Aziz Ansari's came and went like within the same couple of weeks because everybody pretty much agreed, yeah, there's nothing here. Like, this just sounds like somebody had a bad sexual experience.
Yeah. And it was right after he got the award for...
Right after he got the award for Masters of None.
Yeah.
Right after the Louis C.K. thing happened.
Yeah.
And so his was one of the ones that everybody kind of went like...
But I really think that his show, Master of None, it really kind of picked up where Louis left off.
Yeah.
It's got that just kind of... like... I don't know how to describe it. But it's just very human.
Yeah. Well, what Louis did was something that people hadn't seen since Seinfeld, which is a comedy about a comedian.
Yeah.
Seinfeld did it and knocked it out of the fucking park. People loved that show.
Mm-hmm.
Other comedians had tried to do that. Greg Giraldo tried it. A couple other comedians tried it. Nobody gave a shit. Because people tend to not gravitate towards shows that peek behind the curtain. Ricky Gervais had that show, Extras, which I thought was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he'd get these big name actors, like the most famous scene he did was with Patrick Stewart, where these guys come in and play caricatures of themselves.
Right.
And it's absolutely hilarious.
Did they have one with Johnny Depp and...
I think it was one with Daniel Radcliffe, where Daniel Radcliffe turns out to be just like this fucking sex-crazed maniac or some shit. The Patrick Stewart one is the best by far. Like, there's a reason it's legendary. But again, it's a show that peeks behind the curtain, so people didn't gravitate towards it. So with Louis, because of it was just such a clever show, so well written, and had such a great amount of talent in it. Like Ricky Gervais was in it, Bobby Kelly was in it. There was a great...
He had a lot of really great guests.
Yeah, Chelsea Peretti was in there at one point.
He even had no, why is his name escaping me right now?
I think Patton Oswalt shows up at one point.
Patton Oswalt.
You don't like Patton Oswalt?
He's funny, but he's really, really fucking left, and I don't like that.
He's also got a very niche fan base. Like, if you're not a hardcore super nerd, you're probably not going to get into.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Louis, it was
Robin Williams.
Yes, he did, and fuck. Talk about somebody that I miss dearly. Man.
Did you read about the condition that he actually had?
Him having dementia?
Right.
Yeah, no. I mean, when you think about it, it makes sense. But
so,
no.
You know, his wife kind of revealed a couple months later, it was like, well, actually, it was...
He had fucking like a form of dementia.
Yeah.
And it was just kind of eating away at him slowly but surely. And
it's really fucking sad.
Yeah, well, the shit she said where it was like the last thing he said to her it was just fucking creepy as shit.
Well, it was just like
it was
normal.
just like, I love you, I'll see you in the morning, something like that. And she found him, you know.
Yeah.
Richard Jeni had this. Richard Jeni was one of my favorite comedians growing up when I first got into stand-up, and he was a guy, like, he had some acting roles, he had done like a bunch of sold-out shows on Broadway. Funny fucking comedian, and like was like engaged to a woman and was happy, and like she like went downstairs like make breakfast and she heard a gunshot and he fucking shot himself. And it's just, you know, people go through shit, man. You know, kind of cycling back to the whole Vern Troyer thing. You know, nobody knows what happened to him yet, but just people go through shit.
Yeah,
but then
sad.
It is sad. And that's kind of what got everybody with the Louis C.K. thing was that, like, he admitted, like, he was accused of doing this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was kind of like, really? But then, like, he fucking admitted to doing it. And that's kind of where everybody's is kind of torn right now. Is on one hand, it's like, yeah, what he did was fucked up.
Well,
but at the same time, it's like...
I think they should also be torn because it seemed to me like he sought consent a lot of the
tried to, or it's all fuzzy.
It doesn't excuse it, but...
Yeah, because like, a lot of this shit was so fucking long ago that it's hard to know what really went down. It's not like nowadays where everything's on a fucking cell phone, where there's enough text messages and metadata to track shit down. This was back in the early 2000s when he was first coming into his career, and it's hard to say. But
I think that given that amount of time, and he hadn't done it since, I don't know.
Because if you look at the last couple of years,
in some form, and
people do shitty things.
It was probably a demon that he had.
Fucking Al Franken. Al Franken had that shit where he had gone overseas to visit the troops that one time, and there was like a fucking party, and they all got tanked. And he took that picture where he was like, pretending to grope the lady soldier who was fucking passed out, and he was like, all right, well, I fucking did that thing, and he resigned his office and was just like, all right, well, I'll take what, but what, it doesn't excuse what he did, but I also have to believe that humans have the capacity to change.
Right.
I have to, who among us has not done some stupid shit they regret 100% when they were younger or drunk or fucking dumb? We've all done dumb shit. We've all done shit where you're like, fuck, I really shouldn't have done that. And you make it your goal to do what you can to make up for it.
I feel like there should be a better capacity to forgive, If it's something that's like
if you fucking kill somebody, like, fuck you.
If it's a Harvey Weinstein, if you've been doing that like your whole life.
Fuck Harvey Weinstein. Like,
if it's something that happened, 20 years ago and it's been eating at you and it's been a demon and you don't know how to face it, and then it's like...
okay, Bill Cosby. Look at fucking Bill Cosby. Where
one of the women confessed to fibbing.
Yeah, one of them did, but, you look at all the other times where he's just... This mountain of fucking evidence.
Yeah.
You look at a guy like Bill Cosby who basically made a career out of drugging women while he was making a career out of comedy, versus somebody who did something fucked up once, maybe twice, and tried to move on. Because you look, like, again, going back to Louis C.K., you look at what he's tried to do as far as, like, defending women and shit in the last 10 years, especially with, like, his two daughters, and then trying to be a better example than the person that he used to be when he was younger.
Yeah. I think I liked how he showed that kind of, that struggle in his show, Louis.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of a...
You're a single dad raising two girls,
Yeah.
Well, again, like
and he was really hitting his prime. Really, I know he's had a bunch of specials, but the one before 2017 that came out last year, the one before that was just. It's hard to explain, but like just the subtle, like even he had his delivery like just. Down to a T, and it was subtle stuff.
As a comic, we watched Louis C.K. specials. It was like a masterclass in doing stand-up. You'd watch that and just go, fuck, like, this dude is doing everything I want to do the way I want to do it, and making it look effortless.
Yeah.
I think C.K. will be back. I think CK has a better chance of.
I think we will have the capacity to realize that perhaps he may have changed.
Yeah. Other people.
There's been no allegations in the last.
Probably
in a while.
Yeah.
So
those couple. It wasn't like it was like person after person after. It was like 3 or 4. He fucking said, "Yeah, I did that. I was young. I was stupid. I regret doing it. I'm going to step away from everything," and he took the high road and said, "I did fucked up shit. I understand everybody's mad. I will go away until the world is ready to have me back again," and that was the right way to handle it. I think.
I would be really interested to see like if he did a special or something, and what it would be like, you know.
I think that's kind of everyone's ready to see what the next thing from him is going to be when he does eventually come back. Like, how's he going to handle it? That's honestly going to be what's going to make or break his potential comeback, is how he handles what went down. Mm-hmm. If he handles it well, like the way he's handled everything, because he's handled fucked up shit in the past really well.
Yeah.
So if he's able to handle it well and really kind of not make light of it, but turn it around as a propelling force, that'll be great. If he handles it badly and it's just not funny, is what it really comes down to.
How do you handle that? Like,
that's the million, right?
If you do a special and like I envision it kind of like I know you know my girlfriend's boyfriend by Mike Birbiglia. That special.
Oh, I love that man so much.
And he basically tells the one story for the entire special.
Yeah.
Kind of is very well done. It's kind of complex the way he tells that story.
That's an underrated comedian.
He weaves in and out, but it's all really just one line, one story.
Yeah.
And it was very down to earth, and I really liked that special from him. That was the first one that I saw from him. I didn't really like the one that came after that.
The one you like is the one that has like the fucking giant ass chalkboard behind him, and it's. I've seen all of them. And I can't remember which ones.
It was called My Girlfriend's Boyfriend. I can't remember.
I'd have to go back.
He was talking about a car crash and then going to
Yeah.
dinner.
I remember the bit. I just can't remember which special it was. Which one it was.
Yeah.
One of my favorite jokes by Mike Birbiglia is actually, it's from one of his Comedy Central specials, like back in the early 2000s. He's like, I asked my girlfriend once, like, what's your biggest fear? She's like, that you'll find someone who's younger than me and prettier than me and you'll leave me for her. She said, what's your biggest fear? And I said, bears. It's so fucking simple. You're just like, his delivery of it.
Yeah.
Mike Birbiglia is all in the delivery. His delivery is what makes this shit so fucking funny.
Yeah.
But with CK, I think the best way for him to handle that when he does eventually try to make a comeback is to not make fun of what happened, but to say, I did this thing, here's what I did to come back from it, and to, A, make fun of the people who can't admit when they've done something wrong.
Yeah.
And to, B, kind of do some self-deprecating shit on himself for like how hypocritical he was.
Mm-hmm.
If he makes the best thing for him is not to make light of what he did, but make light of how he handled it. Because if you try to make light of what he did, that's going to come across as shitty. Mm-hmm. But if you make light of how you handled it and make it into a self-deprecating bit, and then like do that, hit it, and then move the fuck on from it and go into some regular shit, that I think would work best for him. But
maybe not a special. Maybe,
oh no.
Maybe he brings back Louis or something like that, and just kind of.
He's got to do something small. He's got to work his way back up. Granted, all of his specials since like 2011 have been self-produced anyway. He paid for everything out of pocket, puts everything on his website for $5.
The face of comedy.
Yeah, no, because when he did that in 2011, 2012, comedians couldn't get specials anymore. Comedy Central was showing almost to no stand-up at that point. Mm-hmm. You know, it was after Greg Giraldo had died, and they just stand-up wasn't anything you went to Comedy Central for anymore. So the comedians who would do the specials, who would tape the big specials...
Greg Giraldo died?
He died in like 2010. He died right before...
Maybe I'm mixing him up with it.
He died before the Donald Trump roast, because they talked about him at the Trump roast.
They did roast Trump, didn't they?
They did. It was glorious. Fucking Marley Matlin came out and did some shit. Gilbert Gottfried shows up. Fucking Jeff Ross had a field day. Snoop Dogg was there.
I think I mix up Giraldo with Ross.
Well, they were like the best fucking friends. There was a after he died, Comedy Central did a show called give it up for Greg Giraldo. That was all about his fucking career.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Jeff Ross go back to when they were first starting. They did like a show together at a college, and Jeff Ross, because he's Jeff fucking Ross, got like a fight starter or some shit.
Yeah.
Well, Greg Giraldo was a Harvard lawyer. He went to Harvard and got a law degree. So Giraldo went to court with Jeff Ross the next day as his lawyer, and fucking like got him off the charges or whatever. And they were like best fucking friends ever since. So one of the roasts, I think it was the Charlie Sheen roast, which is where fucking Amy Schumer landed and came out of her spacecraft.
Ugh.
She made some crack at.
They're still supporting her.
Yeah, I don't
get
it.
She's got this new movie coming out, and
I don't get it.
everyone's still fucking sipping the Amy juice.
Here's the thing about Amy Schumer. I remember when Amy Schumer first started, she was doing shit on like Premium Blend, Comic Remix, and she was on a season of Last Comic Standing.
Yeah.
And back then, she was really fucking funny. She was writing original shit. It felt honest.
All it takes is one YouTube video. You can watch the one YouTube video and you see jokes side by side.
Yeah,
exactly the fucking same. So
it wasn't even just that. It was like the shit she was writing felt honest. Like one of my favorite bits she did was she was talking about, she's like, my boyfriend and I were getting ready to have sex, and I turned the lights off, and my boyfriend said, "Amy, why do you keep shutting the lights off? You have a beautiful body." And I said, "That is so sweet of you. You think I don't want you to see me." Like, it was genuinely funny shit.
Yeah.
And then, what ended up happening, and everybody pretty much knows this, is she was dating this other comedian named Anthony Jeselnik, who has the worst last name, like, ever, especially if you're going to try to do roasts. He was doing the roasts and was getting popular.
Yeah.
And he brought her onto the Charlie Sheen. He basically got her a slot on the Charlie Sheen roast, and nobody knew who the fuck she was at that point. And it wasn't that what she was like. It was a roast, so you're expected to take digs at somebody. Mm-hmm. But there's the difference between roasting
was that the
somebody.
One that they had the situation?
No, that was Trump.
Jersey Shore.
Trump was the one that had the situation.
Okay.
The Charlie Sheen roast.
Bombed.
Yeah, he fucking bombed hard to the point where Jeff Ross went up and was like, "Guys, just let him finish, okay." But with the Charlie Sheen roast, Amy Schumer was there, and she wasn't taking digs at people. She was just being fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Like, this was right after Ryan Dunn died, and Steve-O was there. Mm-hmm. And she says, "Oh, Steve-O, I know you're, dealing with, the loss of your friend Ryan Dunn. I know a lot of you guys were like, why couldn't it have been us? And a lot of us were like, yeah, no, seriously, why couldn't it have been you?"
Yeah.
And everybody was just kind of like, that's fucked up. Like, his best friend just, like, fucking died. Like, everybody looked at Steve-O, and he was just kind of like,
it is sad.
I'm gonna fucking...
Bam still isn't the same.
Bam was a wreck. Bam was an absolute fucking
I like
wreck.
seeing, I was watching, I know there was the thing in the news where Bam actually, he got a DUI running with the cops and went back to rehab, but it seemed like he was on the up and up. He was skateboarding again.
Really trying hard to get because he had gotten married to that, because he had that short-term reality show where he got married to what's her name. They're divorced now.
Well, he's got a new wife.
He's got a new wife, but at that time, like, he had really just, like, fucking fallen off the wagon, which I guess is kind of what led to their divorce.
No.
Oh, Lily got the microphone.
Say la la la. La la.
Gonna sing?
La la la.
No, I just want to take it. Can't take the microphone, Lily Jean.
La 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 la. Lily, it's really late.
What are you doing up?
Mama?
Oh, she is long passed out.
Really?
She's been asleep for a while. I heard her snoring.
Lily, you can't have this, bubba.
You get a glow stick.
Here. Ooh, squeeze! That's a toddler, everyone.
That is a child. You've heard her before.
Famous on the track record. Boop, 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 boop.
No, can't take that, Lily.
Hey.
There's a glow stick there you can take,
Look.
though. Oh, my goodness.
Come on, baby. Come on, sweetie boob gun.
What's the matter, little bean?
Here's your glow stick. Here you go. Look at that curl. That's a good curl.
Look at that hair. Yeah, crazy hair.
You got crazy hair, Scooby. Here.
Oh my
on.
goodness. You giving us the glow stick? Is that what it is? Or do you want cuddles? You want cuddles?
Well, it's
Yeah.
probably about time we wrap up.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, man. This has been fun. It's been a good conversation.
It has.
Oh, man. The morning comes early, though.
Fucking roast. Did they roast Bieber? Was that a thing?
Yeah, they did. It was a beautiful fucking roast.
I want to watch that
It was
because,
glorious.
you know what? Fuck Bieber.
You know what? I gained one tiny little minuscule iota of respect for him at that roast.
Why?
His closing statement. His closing statement had two parts. You could have the part that you could tell somebody else fucking wrote for him because he's not that fucking funny. And then there was the part at the end where he just kind of had this genuine moment of like, I've done some stuff people are proud of. I've done some stuff that people are not proud of. I've done stuff that I'm not proud of. And I hope that I can, find a way to, make you guys proud of me again. It was just kind of this genuine moment where he was just kind of like, I've done some stupid shit and that sucks and hopefully I can get past that again. It was just kind of this nice moment of honesty.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, but other than that, like, because you had fucking Hannibal Buress who went up there, who's like the guy who's famous for like outing Cosby and all that. Everybody else went up and like poked fun at Bieber. Hannibal Buress goes up and is just like, I don't like you, I don't like your music, I don't like anything about you, I fucking hate you, I can't stand you.
Yeah.
I got nothing nice to say to you, and you're just like, damn, dude, like, fucking calm down.
I would probably be around that feeling.
Natasha Leggero was there, and she was funny as shit.
Oh. I used to watch her show.
She's fucking funny.
Damn! Well, another period.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that?
Oh, buddy.
That was some comedy go.
I love Natasha Leggero.
All right, everyone.
We're gonna piece the fuck on out of
We're
here,
gonna go
y'all.
sleep times.
People got shit to do in the morning.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wait. Left, 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 right. Left, left, left. Central. Goodbye, everyone. We love you.
Bye.